Hi everyone, I'm Suzanne Ricci, the Chief Success Officer at Computer Coach. For the past 20 years, I've helped individuals achieve their desired career success through strategic career plans and customized training programs. Today, we're going to talk about what you can be doing during the safer at home practices we are all experiencing around the nation. So when this pandemic is over, we can come out stronger in our careers and keep moving towards career success. Let's get started. I love the saying, you may not be able to control the situation, but you can control your attitude towards the situation. It's important to note this pandemic has been hard for everyone. Some are having harder times than others emotionally, and it's important to be aware of your feelings towards the situation. Are you angry, bitter, feeling overwhelmed? Once you're aware of your feelings, you can take steps to address them. You don't want to be perceived or seen as angry, a Debbie Downer, a negative Nelly, or whatever other name is often applied to that situation. There's no faster way to career suicide than to be a coworker, boss, or colleague nobody wants to be around. Another thing we can be doing now is take some time to focus on how you feel and where you are at physically. Since we're limited to where and when we can go out, now's a great time to take up walking, biking, running, hiking, whatever physical fitness you're comfortable with. It's no secret when you are in a healthy state, you feel better. Feeling better will translate into confidence. Confidence leads to better performance at work, which will help you with career success. My question to you, what type of activity can you start and do daily that doesn't overwhelm you, but will help you take advantage of this time to become healthier? I do practice what I preach. I've started walking and doing push-ups daily. I'm on my third week and I feel great, and an even bigger benefit is my son has started walking with me every day. What started as a desire to clear my head has turned into some quality family time. Lastly, take note of your current skills. Where are you in your skill sets? Now is a perfect time to focus on upgrading skills. This can be working skills or personal skills. And we'll talk more about that in just a minute. So tip 1 is take a moment and pay attention to where you are at physically, mentally, and with your skill set. The next tip for career success is knowledge is power. Take the time now to really understand your industry. First, take a deep look at, is your position or industry likely to be affected by coronavirus? That can be positive or negative. What skills would help you in your career progression? Is there a new technology that's up and coming, or one that could disrupt your industry? Sign up for association newsletters, magazines specific to your industry, blogs from thought leaders, and try to read and gain as much knowledge about the industry as you can. Tip 2, commit to expanding your knowledge about your industry. Once you're back at work, this will shine in meetings, your projects, and others will notice. We just talked about taking a deep dive into our industries. Now, let's talk about upgrading our skills. It's a big topic right now. Take the time while at home to learn something new. My suggestions on this, make a list of what skills will help you in your career. Next to the skill, write down how long it will take you to learn that particular skill. Then, prioritize the list. I look for what I can learn in about 2 to 4 weeks or less. I rank them on what will have the greatest impact on my career where I'm at right now, and also keeping in mind what will help me for career progression. Digital resources are my go-to right now. I happen to be a little old school, so I do like printed books, but purchasing and having digital resources helps me get started right away with upgrading my skills. Once you've identified the skills you want to work on, you need to set up a routine. Very much like going to the gym, allocating study time is crucial. Pick a time of day and a clutter-free place and stick to it. That needs to be your study time. If you skip a day, don't beat yourself up. Just start up again as soon as possible. But remember, learning new skills takes time. Very much like seeing results at the gym. If you skip too many days, it's really hard to get back into it. A side note on this topic, during this time, I'm not only working on, I'm going to air quote, work skills, I'm also developing what I call fun skills. Learning to play the keyboard is my current fun skill that I'm working on. I know this will help me with career success because it's giving me a new perspective on something I didn't know previously. It will also give me some talking points when out and about networking, once the safer at home guidelines are lifted. One of my favorite ways to move your skills forward is to enroll in a structured continuing education course. Many are available live online right now, which means you would be attending a class in real time with other professionals. It's a great way to grow your network, learn new skills in a defined period of time, and possibly add on a marketable certification or two. If you've been laid off and you qualify, there may be WIOA training grants in your area from your local workforce boards. Tip 3 on moving towards career success is to make a plan on what skills to learn and get to it. Next tip for what we can be doing now to further our career success is become a LinkedIn power user. By becoming more active on LinkedIn during this time, and I hope you'll continue after, you'll be setting yourself apart from your peers. You'll be setting yourself up to be seen as a thought leader. I teach LinkedIn workshops both virtually and in person all around Tampa Bay. My formula is pretty easy to start with. No more than 20 minutes a day, 2 times a day, and you can start standing out on LinkedIn. The formula starts with post at least 2 posts daily. This can be custom content, sharing an article that's applicable to your industry, your title, your position, some video content that you found that you think is applicable to your industry, a PowerPoint presentation that you've created, or even participating in the various days of the week hashtag memes is better than nothing. Each post should have a call to action and at least 5 hashtags that are relevant to the post. Hashtags help your post get seen outside of your connections or your network. You can also @mention companies or individuals that are associated to the post. This will also help you get seen outside of your connections. Next, you'll want to comment on 2 posts from within your feed 2 times a day. You want your comments to add value to the post and hopefully start dialogue with individuals in your network. Finally, using advanced search, I recommend people connect to at least 10 people a day that are in your industry, in your local area, or have your job title. This will help you expand your connections and start making new friends in your network. I also recommend writing articles for LinkedIn at least 1 time per month. Writing articles will help you stand out on this awesome professional platform and showcase your industry knowledge. It's important to know posts are generally under 400 words and articles are over 500. Tip 4 is become active on LinkedIn and become a power user. Moving on to some other things you can do include virtual socializing and networking. Just because we need to be apart doesn't mean we need to be alone. I try to attend 8 to 10 virtual events per week. This is helping me meet new people, expand my network, socialize, and keep my spirits up. There are all kinds of socializing opportunities. Many associations and chambers of commerce are hosting free virtual events. You can use meetup.com to find virtual meetups, or you can also use Eventbrite to find things of interest. Another tip I use to find virtual networking and socialization events is to ask my friends and colleagues about what events they're attending. And then I ask if I can attend too. If it's a private association and the event is not open to the public, you can always reach out to the association and ask if you can attend as a guest. A lot of times the answer is yes. And don't forget, You can host your own events. If you don't find anything you like or that you want to do, you can add an event to Eventbrite for free and get others to join you. You can also use your new Power LinkedIn skills to market the event so people in your network have the opportunity to come out and socialize as well. Tip 5 for how to continue your career success is to attend virtual networking events and socialization opportunities right now, even though we're having safer from home practices. Next in our conversation of what we can all be doing now to continue toward career success is spend time reconnecting. Reach out to old friends, colleagues, bosses, current customers, former customers, family that you haven't spoken to in a while, anyone you haven't spoken to in a while, and just check in. No agenda, just reconnecting and seeing what they are up to, how they are doing. Now is a great time to expand our network by including individuals that we may have become disconnected from. Tip 6 is connect with those we've become distant from. My next tip, start a reading schedule. I always love to say, if you want to lead, you need to read. For career success, I recommend reading business and self-development books, but really, reading any book is better than not reading. You can read printed books, or you can listen to audiobooks. I personally listen to a lot of audiobooks. It allows me to multitask while in the garden, on a walk, or doing some housework. I'll often listen to the same book a few times to make sure I don't miss any great nuggets. A lot of local libraries allow you to check out audiobooks for free, as well as digital books, so you can actually get books to start reading with no cost. I try to read at least 30 minutes a day. I recommend working it into your schedule whenever you feel comfortable. If you aren't used to reading at first, it can be hard. I'm just being a little honest here. But if you keep with it, like everything else, you can make it a habit, and you'll see the positive effects it can have on your career. For some great book suggestions, ask your LinkedIn network what they're reading and what they recommend. It's a great post to start conversation and a great way to get some book recommendations quickly. Tip 7 is start reading. Taking time to purge and organize your house is an excellent way to help your career. You may be wondering how. Well, having a clutter-free environment will make you feel great and will help you feel more confident, which will show up in your work. When it comes to tackling and purging, I take larger tasks that have been on my to-do list for, well, let's be honest, way too long, and I break them down into smaller tasks. For example, organizing the garage. Instead of trying to tackle the entire garage, I set up a goal of going through and organizing one section. Maybe the left wall, maybe where the tools belong, or where the kids' outside toys are. The strategy of taking larger tasks and breaking them down has really helped me accomplish quite a bit of my purge and organize list, which is really making me feel great, and that confidence is showing up in my work. So tip 8 is purge and organize what you can while you can. Continuing with some things you can do today to continue on your path to career success includes volunteering and community involvement. You may be saying, I'm stuck in my house. How am I going to have community involvement? I hear you, but community involvement comes in all different ways. Think outside the box on what you can do to help. There are thousands of people joining mask making groups, workout groups on Facebook Live or YouTube. There's community cleanup groups helping to slowly pick up trash in parks, all while maintaining social distance. These groups are a way to give back and expand your network. This tip helps in the karma department for sure. You know what they say, if you give a little, you are sure to get a little too. Tip 9 is to get involved with any type of community involvement that makes sense for you and is available. Soliciting feedback right now is a great way for you to step up your career. You can solicit feedback in a variety of ways, through mentors, getting a coach, asking peers you respect for their opinion, joining in self-development courses online. As the Chief Success Officer at Computer Coach, I give feedback to hundreds of people every year. Some my customers, and some are those that reach out looking for help. Since we are sitting at home, it may be easier to research a great coach or mentor. Get in touch with people and ask them to be your coach or your mentor, and follow through on any assignments or career growth activities they give you. Another part of this tip is what they call ABL, always be listening. It's important that if you are soliciting feedback, you listen to what the feedback is. Now, I'm not saying you need to take all feedback and implement it. If it's not right for you, you know your career better than anyone else. But you do need to approach this topic with openness and willingness to learn and grow. Tip 10, get a coach or a mentor and solicit feedback. A lot of what we've discussed in this webinar will help you establish your professional brand. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, says, "Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room." So my question for you is, do your colleagues want you to be part of the project? Do they try and get others on the project instead of you? Curating your brand and controlling how you are perceived is a key to career success. Many of the tips we have talked about today will help you to curate a positive brand, which will lead to career success. So tip 11 is remember to curate the professional brand you want. It takes work, but it's well worth it. Our final topic is an important one, and one that most people will often overlook. Right now, we're having safer at home practice, which means we have a lot of time on our hands to accomplish a lot of great things. You should journal what you've accomplished during this time, especially if it's work-related. Journaling what you have accomplished will remind you of all you are getting done. Not only that, it will also help when you return to work. You'll have talking points when it comes to job reviews, goal-setting sessions, or interviewing. Being able to show up with a list of what you accomplished is sure to set you apart. Most people will not have a list of what they've accomplished, and they won't remember. It's very easy to forget the wins we have. However, it is really important to celebrate our wins. Establishing the habit of celebrating wins will keep you having more wins. Our final tip is tip 12. Journal all of your accomplishments. In review, our 12 tips for what you should be doing now to come out ahead include tip 1. Take a moment and pay attention to where you are physically, mentally, and with your skill set. Tip 2. Commit to expanding your knowledge about your industry. Once we are back at work, this will shine in meetings, your projects, and others will notice. Tip 3. Make a plan on what skills to learn and get to it. Tip 4. Become active and exciting on LinkedIn. Tip 5. Attend virtual networking events and socialization opportunities. Tip 6. Connect with those we have become distant from. Tip 7. Start to read. Create a reading schedule and stick with it. Tip 8. Purge and organize what you can while you can. Tip 9. Get involved with any type of community involvement that makes sense for you and is available. Tip 10. Seek out a coach or a mentor and solicit feedback. Tip 11. Remember to curate the professional brand you want. It takes time and it takes work, but it's well worth it. And our final tip, tip 12. Journal all of your accomplishments. It's going to be easy to forget all the great things you've done, but we really need to make sure we're celebrating our wins. We've talked about a lot today, but let's be honest, we have some time right now. Staying at home doesn't mean you need to be unproductive. I wish you all a safe and happy Safer at Home time. Again, I'm Suzanne Ricci, the Chief Success Officer at Computer Coach Training Center in Tampa, Florida. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or send me an email if you have any questions or would like to discuss more. Thanks for watching.